What's up, guys? One Take Shape here to report on your Neo 3 news. I actually, One Take Shape is brilliant. Hold on, I just came up with that. I'm a genius. Anyway, a few hours ago, Team Ninja released this alpha demo feedback report, and in it, it literally says what it does. It's the feedback for the Neo 3 demo. I expected it to be just that, just like a bunch of really cute charts and graphs. What I didn't expect was feedback of the feedback. So if you scroll all the way down here, I'll leave the link to this in the description. But if you scroll all the way down, you get to this section, our next steps. So initially, I thought this was going to be a bunch of really generic one-liners like improve the quality of multiplayer mode. I thought it would be really boring. But then we get to this section. And in this section, I want to go down to this one. Like, all of these are cool. We can talk about those in a minute. But let's talk about this. I'll read it for the class. Make it possible to unlock the option to swap weapons, allowing the player to switch between two equipped melee weapons in each playstyle through the game progression. What? What? So one of pretty much one of my only criticisms for this game for Neo 3 was where's my flash attack? So in Neo 1 and Neo 2, one of my favorite things to do is the flash attack, where if you don't know, it's whenever you're attacking and you can keep pulse, you can swap weapons and do a fancy weapon switch attack that kept you in the combat, kept your combos going, and let you switch it up with a new weapon. I thought that was an amazing mechanic in Neo 1. Thought it was an amazing concept in Neo 2. I was sad it didn't show up in Neo 3's demo. However, apparently they're fixing that. They're making this a thing. If they weren't already planning it, maybe they were already planning it, and then they're just fronting like, "Hey, we heard you guys." Either way, I am ecstatic that, first of all, my copium was they were going to add it to Samurai. So eventually, you would have access to flash attack as Samurai because the Samurai style can keep pulse and the Ninja style can't. And with keep pulsing, you get all these cool mechanics, flux, whatever. I expected Weapon Flash, which is also based on keep pulsing, to be, eventually part of the playstyle. So I expected two weapons for Samurai, one weapon for Ninja. No, two weapons for Samurais, two weapons for Ninja is what Team Ninja's saying with this line. I am absolutely over the moon happy. This is one of the, like I said, this is one of the only criticisms I had about the game, that you only had two weapons. You mean to tell me, Team Ninja, two melee weapons for each style? My ADHD brain cannot wait to play with four weapons. That's it. That's the video. That's really all I wanted to talk about. However, since you're here, humor me. Humor One Take Shape, because we still have a few lines to talk about, and I haven't stumbled over my words a lot. Um, One Take Shape does these in one take, so trigger warning: if I start stumbling over my words, you have only yourself to blame for continuing to watch. Anyway, let me go over these real quick. Make it easier to perform martial arts. A lot of people complained about this. I also had complaints about it. It wasn't a big deal because I feel like I would adjust to this. Uh, but that they're like addressing it and making it easier to perform, that's good. In case you didn't know, for Neo 3, so in Neo 1 and Neo 2, you had shoulder buttons that you could push. Like you would hold guard and push quick attack, for instance, and you would do an attack. It seems like they changed that, and now you like push forward with the control stick and then do quick attack, and then those inputs happen. So I'm trying to think. I think it was Guardian skills. I think it's these Guardian skills that got replaced with the hold guard and push quick attack. So Guardian Spirit skills replaced that, and then they changed the moves that used to exist there for like control forward or whatever. Hopefully this is like a lot smoother whenever the game releases, or for the next demo. Hopefully they release another beta soon. Let's see. Make changes to prioritize martial arts rather than grappling when the player. Okay, this is actually massive. So back in the original Neo, so in Neo 1, when I was learning tonfas, One of the things that really annoyed me was I would accidentally grapple when I'm trying to like continue or extend my combos. That they're making it so that the game prioritizes you doing like actual combos instead of grappling the enemy by mistake. I assume this is what that's saying. That's kind of exciting news. That kind of makes me happy. Um, Add an option to perform Guardian Spirit skills with different inputs. I guess this is like button customization, whatever. Decrease the negative effects that come from transformed arts. What incarnation is that? I have no idea what this means. Enable the use of ninjutsu after canceling mist. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it with the flash attacks. But so samurai style has ki pulsing, but then ninjutsu has mist, and basically it's like the ki pulse equivalent, and that you can use ninjutsu after canceling mist. That's cool. That's cool. Increase the number of actions that can be canceled. This is cool too. One of the more interesting things in Nioh 2 is the ability to, use soul cores to cancel your animations. Well, you well, I guess you could use them, but you can cancel any animation into a soul core, so you can do some really cool combos, or you can save your bacon because some soul cores are like defensive. So if you find yourself in a pinch, you can use an Epon to stagger the enemy, or you can use a Wyra to go underground. There were cool options that came with the soul cores and the ability to cancel what you're doing, and then use one of those. So I assume that's what they're saying here with the Guardian Spirit skills. They're increasing the number of things you can cancel to go into those skills, which is really cool. Increase the window during which a Guardian Spirit skill can be canceled. That's cool too. I mean, these two go hand in hand. Make the motions for elixirs faster. I'm sure you casuals will appreciate that. Make it possible to perform martial arts while using living artifact. That's actually really massive. That makes living artifact a lot more interesting. Actually, I assume so. In Nioh 1, living weapon had like limited access to the player's skill set. Like you were stuck in mid stance, so anything in mid stance you could pretty much use. There were a few exceptions, but then on top of that, you could learn some unique living weapon only attacks. I figured that would be the case for Nioh 3. Like living artifact would have like its own skill tree and learn its own like abilities, but that they're making it possible to use your existing martial arts in combination with living weapon. That has a lot of cool implications. Also, I'm really excited about that. Uh, Ignore that. That wasn't intentional. I know some videos do like a Discord boop to grab your attention. That I promise you, that's that's Discord terrorism right there. Increase the martial arts commands available for use with all ninja weapons. I guess they're adding more skills for ninja weapons, which they should, and increase the types of martial arts that can be said. Hmm? I mean, I think I understand this. Just more martial arts, more good, whatever. Make it easier to open the gesture menu. Hmm? Was this a problem? I don't even remember using gestures, so maybe this was an issue. Somebody's gonna have to let me know about that one. Make it possible to unlock. Yep. So we just talked about that one. I have a small brain. I just got excited about this, and then whatever. Anyway, what else do we got? Make it possible to change the method. Okay, so okay, button customization and options. Okay, shorten the recovery frame for burst break. Okay, that's cool. I'm all game for like shortening the recoveries, letting you like stay in action, do more actions faster, whatever. That's cool. Make it possible to use summoning souls while moving and improve usability. Add a skill to cancel other actions when the player uses a summoning skill. Summoning seals are like yokai abilities in Nioh 2. So never mind what I just said about Guardian. Well, I mean, I guess they can go hand in hand. So you got Guardian skills that can cancel, and then you have summoning. Okay, that's really cool. That's really cool to know. Enemies make highly requested adjustments while maintaining the tension of encounters with formidable enemies. Highly requested adjustments. No idea what that means. Make adjustments to the performance of some overpowered enemies. There were some really stupid enemies in the like these black hole worms that had 1 billion HP and just one shot you. While they remind me of New Peppo, but somehow way more annoying. I am all for them being nerfed into the ground. Matter of fact, just remove them. Throw them in the trash can with Ongyoki and that old man baby, Konaki Gigi in Nioh 2. Put them in the trash can and never release them. Reduce the HP for some overpower. I hope they're talking about the worms. They might be talking about other stuff. I hope they're talking about the worms. Make so that Crucible Wasps no longer move to heights. Movie to heights? Movie to heights? That are impossible to reach with jump attacks. Honestly, I thought that was intentional. I thought they were intentionally being aids, but I guess not. I guess that was a bug. Adjust the movement speed and behavior of Crucible Wasps so that they will be easier for ninjutsu to. This bothered me. I figured the wasps were there to encourage you to use ninjutsu, but then it was hard to hit them with it. Also, like what? What's the point? this that's great. Reduce the target tracking abilities of enemies to make it possible to flee from them. Whatever. Global illumination. I think the rest of this is make it clear. Blah, 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 blah. Improve playability by making it possible for players to fully recover from life corrosion when their guardian spirits return to their side. Fully recover from life corrosion. Interesting. I mean, make it possible to recover from life corrosion by elixirs. Interesting. So life corrosion. If you ever play Dark Souls 2, where you take like permanent HP health, permanent HP health. When you take permanent HP damage, when you die, life corrosion is kind of like that. And I guess they're making it less AIDS. I mean, I didn't really have too much of a problem with it in the first place, but I can see it bothering other players. Me personally, I'm built different. I pity you peasants, but I'm kidding. Change the timing of tutorials. Okay, I don't care about tutorials. Exploration elements. Add powerful equipment to pickups like treasure chests. Oh, well, that's always fun. Making the exploration more worthwhile by putting like interesting pieces of gear across the map. That's really cool. Make changes so that players can view the number of status. Okay, that's also cool. So that players know what's on the map, so they're not just like wandering aimlessly. Like me, honestly, I get lost all the time. I am going to need this and use this. Decrease the speed of scampuses. So in Nioh 3, the scampuses, when you interact with them, they like knock you to the side and then run off at warp speeds, and you have to chase after them. Honestly, they're adorable. I'm glad that they're still in the game, but that was kind of funny how fast they kind of move. Increase the range. I wish they can be heard. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. Add special effect. Okay. Add indicators to show crucible wraiths that have been discovered by the player. The crucible wraiths were like elite versions of existing enemies that showed up in the crucible, right? That's cool. Progression elements. Increase the amount of items the player can carry. Cool. Make it easier to increase attack across 2 weapon types. Okay. Add skills. Make it easier to increase key recovery speed by increasing intellect rather than heart. What? Okay. Adjust the balance of power for the effects obtained via prestige from titles. Yeah, some of them seem really like unbalanced. Improve the balance of other types of performance and stats. There goes that generic line. That's UI, online multiplayer, whatever. Anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to check out the feedback with you guys. I glanced at it and then I saw the one about the 4 weapons and I lost my mind. I was like, you know what? I want to talk about this. And I thought, Jesus Christ, we're at like the 15-minute mark. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to yap that much. Oh man. So appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have like anything you want to add to the like what are transformed arts? Can somebody tell me? But yeah, what do you guys think about the feedback and the feedback to the feedback? What are your thoughts? Me personally, this just makes me more excited about the next potential beta and just about Neo 3 in general. I hope to see more from them in terms of information like this. Hopefully they release a new video or trailer soon. I'll yap about that. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you guys enjoy this kind of a video. This is really impromptu. I just thought like it'd be cool to make a video yapping like this. But that's about it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching again. Love you. Peace. Bye bye.